Hi friends, welcome to Beautifully Bookish Bethany. In today's video, we're doing some channel housekeeping. There have been some changes happening in my personal life that are going to mean some changes for the channel, so we're going to get into that. And I also have some exciting announcements to make. Okay, so first order of business, and I don't know that this is going to come as a huge surprise to everybody, but there are going to be some changes happening on the channel because I've been starting to take more kind of part-time, short-term jobs, and I'm also working with a partner to launch an event business that's local to New York. So it's a lot of really exciting things. I've had a lot of great things happening in my personal life, but it does mean that things are going to change a little bit for the channel. I've been doing YouTube full-time for 7 years, which is a really long time, and I've gotten to do some amazing things. I've gotten to know amazing people, read so many great books, made thousands, literally thousands of videos, which is wild. But what I've come to realize is that for me, at least, this is not sustainable as a full-time job. The income is too inconsistent, it's too reliant on the algorithm, it's too reliant on the vagaries of the economy for things like Patreon, because when people are having trouble paying their own bills, they very understandably can't afford to be doing Patreon. So between that, with the fact that advertisers have been pulling out from YouTube, I've come to the realization that if I wanted this to be what I'm doing full-time and meet the financial goals that I have, living in a very expensive city, having growing children, having, needs that need to be met in my family, I would have to make a lot more negative and controversial content, and I just don't want to do that all the time. Sometimes I do it when I really feel like it's warranted, when I really feel inspired to do it, and consistently those videos perform really well. They're the videos that get pushed out the most, get watched the most, get rewatched the most. But while I respect the fact that there are people who are able to do that really consistently, it's not why I joined BookTube in the first place. It's not the kind of content that I want to be making all the time. Also, dealing with backlash is not great for my mental health. And right now, I'm in a really good place in terms of my mental health, and I want to keep it that way. So ultimately, I'm just not willing to do what I would have to do to play the game and get the algorithm in my favor to the degree I would need to. It's either that or I just get really hella lucky. But luck is not a thing to base a life plan off of. So all of that to say, I'm not leaving. I love books. I have always loved books. I will continue to love books. And I like making videos, and I love the community that we've built. However, I am taking a step back from the frequency and amount of time going into it. I probably will be reading fewer books than I have in the past, which, to be fair, I read so many books normally that it's still a decently high number even when you bring it down this far. I think I'm seeing in June what it looks like when I'm working really long hours outside of YouTube, how much less I'm able to work. Plus there's been more family stuff, the kids are ending their school year. We have a lot going on, and so I've been able to read less, and I think that there will be some ebbs and flows to that, but I anticipate in general not being able to read quite as much as I had when this was pretty much what I was doing full time. I'm also going to be taking a step back on how many videos I'm making. My plan is to make about a video a week. Sometimes you might get a little bit more from me if I'm feeling motivated and have the time for it, but you can anticipate about a video a week, which again, I feel like is really reasonable and is what a lot of creators are already doing. The fact that I've spent the last 7 years making 2 to 3 videos a week is wild, and I've not really taken any significant breaks in that time. So, some of you have been around a long time, some of you are newer. It's had its ebbs and flows. There's been a lot of changes over the years. So I'm still keeping up with my read-alongs and my book clubs. Patreon book club is still happening. At the end of the year, I may make some changes to the way that I have Patreon organized, depending on where things are at with other endeavors, but for now things are pretty much staying the same for that. So that was a lot of talking to tell you that I have new things happening in my life that I'm excited about. I am no longer a full-time content creator, and I am really okay with that. Honestly, it's really nice to work some hours and then get paid for those hours instead of like spending a lot of hours on a video and then like hoping I make more than like $10. So, you know, it's like that, but that's just like part of what you sign up for with this. And I don't want to lose my love and passion for what I do enjoy so much about BookTube. And honestly, I feel like that was more where things were getting, where I was just feeling the grind of constantly trying to get things to hit in the algorithm. And it's not what I want to do. It's not what's fun for me. I want to do other things. I want to find joy in being creative and enjoy what I'm doing. And I'm really excited about some of the new ventures that I'm going to be pursuing. So I hope you will support me in that. Again, I'll still be here, still be making videos. It's just going to be a little bit different than what it's been in the past. So what else do I want to tell you? So in terms of the business of running events, there's a couple of different pieces to this. There's travel stuff, which I'm doing on my own, and I have been, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And then I have a partner where we're going to be doing more themed specific events beginning in New York City, maybe eventually other places. I'm not going to get into the weeds of that because it's still pretty new, but I am excited about it. Probably occasionally there'll be like YouTube shorts about some of what I'm doing with that. If you're interested in knowing more, follow along. Probably there's going to be some of that I'll get into on Instagram, on shorts here. And if people would like more content around that, maybe I could make that happen, but that probably wouldn't be super immediate. But I am really excited because I actually love event planning, especially when I can be super geeky about it. And when we're planning our own events that are themed, we can do that, which is really cool. So I'm having a blast. It's a great mix of organization and creativity and, you know, trying to find ways to be inclusive and think about the different people who might be coming into these spaces. There's a lot about it that I'm really enjoying, and I am having a great time. So looking forward to that. The other piece of this is the travel, and this is where the announcement comes in. Now, if you're following me over on Instagram or if you're on my Discord, you may have already seen this, but I am doing a second Bookish weekend trip in New York City in November, and I'm really excited about it. So in case you missed it, because who knows what videos get pushed out to what people, to be honest, I hosted some mostly patrons and a couple of other followers, a small group of people for a Bookish weekend in New York in May, and it was so much fun. There is a vlog. I will link it up above. I do have everybody's permission to have them in the video. I checked in with everyone before we did that, and they saw it ahead of everyone else. So just in case there are questions about that, but it was so much fun. I loved getting to meet people in person, spend time together. We did a lot of really cool things, and I planned the whole itinerary. I did the contract with the hotel and organized the rooms and organized tours, figured out restaurants that would work with everybody's dietary restrictions, all of those things. And I feel like it was pretty successful. I did take a few things away from that I learned that I'm going to put to use in the next one, but it was a whole lot of fun, and I'm really excited to do more. So the next trip is going to be November 21st through the 24th. So that's checking in on a Thursday, checking out on a Sunday, and this one is going to be more focused on literary history in New York City. I do have an itinerary planned out. You can go to my Instagram if you want to check it out. There's a pinned set of slides that has all of the information, but I'll go over some of the basics here. So there are two ways to go on the trip. One is with the hotel and one is without the hotel. Because the thing to note is, because we are in New York City, the biggest expense for a trip like this is the hotel. It's a great hotel. It's gorgeous. It's really nice. It's even considered a resort. So it has a 24-hour reading room with snacks and drinks and coffee. That's really cool. So I love the hotel. It's all book themed, the library hotel. It's really cool. But if you are local, or if you have somewhere else that you could stay, you could potentially spend less and still do most of the activities on the trip. So the price of the trip with the hotel included, 3 nights at the library hotel, including all the taxes and fees and everything, is $2,245. What does this include? It includes your hotel room in a petite suite. There are room upgrades available. It includes 4 meals at nice restaurants. This is going to be 1 breakfast, 1 dinner and 2 lunches. You can see that on the itinerary, and all tours and activities except for things involving food and drinks that are not already covered in those 4 meals. So all of that. You also get a 7-day MTA pass that is good for any city buses or subways. That's primarily what we use to get around. And then, you know, great company and a fun bookish adventure. You get me as a guide throughout the weekend, getting you from place to place. It's really fun. That's the cost with the hotel. Without the hotel, the cost of the weekend is $995. So that covers the same things: the MTA pass, the meals, all the activities, but no lodging. But what are we going to be doing? Some of it is going to be last minute surprises because I like to come up with some really cool experiences. Last time we ended up doing dinner with an author and publishing professionals, which was really fun. So I would like to do some kind of a publishing adjacent activity. Stay tuned for that. We're going to be doing a lot of book shopping, doing some walking tours, seeing some key locations for different elements of literary history and LGBT history that I think are really interesting. We have a pajama reading party in the hotel reading room one evening. Last time we did not actually get much reading done, but we brought books and we had fun hanging out and talking, which was great. Then we're going to do a day focused entirely on the Harlem Renaissance with a walking tour. There's just a lot of really cool stuff. We're going to go to a bunch of indie bookstores, some iconic places in the city for people who haven't really spent time here. It's going to be super fun, and if the last trip was anything to judge by, great company, lots of talk about books, lots of shopping, lots of great food and drinks, a few frequently asked questions that, again, I have in those slides. Can you save by sharing a room? Yes, you can. I would not recommend having 2 people in the petite suite. It's really only designed for 1 person. But if you wanted to upgrade to a queen and share with another person, if you're okay sharing the bed, it works out to about $17.52 per person. So it is a little bit less. That is one option. Can partners and spouses come? Yes, they're more than welcome. In our May trip, we had 2 people who brought their partners or spouses, and they were great. It was really fun. Can you make a deposit? Yes. If you're unable to pay the cost of the trip up front, you're interested in coming, you can do a 50% deposit now and then pay the additional 50% in mid-September before the trip. Part of the reason that I do need a significant deposit is that the hotel requires deposits for the contract, and some of the other activities also require deposits, so I do have to have that. Because of the non-refundable deposits I'm going to be putting down, the trip is not fully refundable. I'm just not able to offer that. So all deposits are non-refundable. A fully paid trip with 30 days notice can get $800 back, or you can try to find somebody who wants to buy out your spot in the trip. So that's kind of the deal on refunds. So all of this is like explained. I'm just really excited. So if you were interested in joining, there's a link down below. All of this is run through my Ko-fi page. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I am happy to help with them. But the first trip went really well. I'm excited for the second one. And as of the filming of this, we already have our first sign up. So the trip is definitely happening. I'm going to say sooner to sign up and at least put down a deposit is better, because at some point the hotel will no longer be an option. I have to lock in a contract with them to keep the rates at what they are. So I can only leave the hotel option open for so long. I can be a little bit more flexible with the one that doesn't include the hotel. So let me know if you're interested in joining. Assuming this goes well, I may do another trip in 2025. I'm thinking that would be fun. But I'm finding that I really love doing this. It's fun to organize. And I guess one other note that I'll just make is after you register, I have you fill out a form that gives me some basic contact information and emergency contact information, but it also has space to share any dietary restrictions or allergies, as well as any accommodations you might need for disability or neurodivergence. I do my best to make it as inclusive as possible and hopefully try to make as many activities fun for everyone as possible. If you're wondering if this is for you, it probably is. We had a wide range of ages and backgrounds and different kinds of people that came on the last trip, and we all had a really great time together. So I hope you'll join me if that sounds fun. But yeah, overall, I've just got a lot of really good things happening in my life right now. I'm excited to see where they take me. I'm not going to be in New York for a good chunk of the summer, so my background is going to change within the next several videos for a while, and then it's not forever, it's just for a while. But yeah, Talk to me in the comments down below. Let me know any of your thoughts, but I wanted to let everybody know that there will be some changes, also announce the trip, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.